Great morning, learners! I'm so happy to see you again. It's time to learn something new. I'm Miss Jonery A. Macasling, and I will be your English teacher for today. Let us always remember that education will not stop inside the classroom. Education is existing because you are learning. As your teacher always say, in any situation, education must continue. All right. Today our lesson will focus about the learning competency, fill out forms accurately. The aim of this lesson is to teach us how to fill out forms, especially school forms, deposit, and withdrawal slips. But before that, let's first check your attendance. Kindly type the word present, your name, and your school name in our comment box for us to know the numbers of learners watching with us. I will give you 1 minute to do this. Your timer starts now. Okay, now for some reminders. Do not forget to capture some important notes during the discussion. This may help you in answering your module. Also, remember to be polite and avoid unnecessary comments while watching this live streaming. Prepare your ballpen, notebook, and self-learning module. And don't hesitate to key in your questions on our comment box. I will answer that later. Now, let's do first the hear, spell, and say. Okay, I have here a set of words that you will encounter later in our lesson. I will say the word twice, try to spell it, and repeat after me. Are you ready? Let us spell the word form. Form. It's spelled as F-O-R-M. Form. Now it's your turn to say form. Next, spell the word deposit. Deposit. It's spelled as D-E-P-O-S-I-T. Deposit. Now your turn, say deposit. Next word, spell the word account. Account. It's spelled as A-C-C-O-U-N-T. Account. Now it's your turn, say account. Next, spell the word signature. Signature. It's spelled as S-I-G-N-A-T-U-R-E. Signature. Now your turn, say signature. And lastly, spell the word withdrawal. Withdrawal. It's spelled as W-I-T-H-D Withdrawal. Now your turn, say withdrawal. Alright, great job learners. If you got it all correct, you can tap your shoulder and say, great job. Before we continue, I have here a short conversation. Can you read it with me? Great. I would be a teacher and you will be the student. Are you ready? Let's start. Good day, learner. This is Teacher Johnnery. Are you done answering your online enrollment form? Now it's your turn to answer. Read this one. Okay. Okay, learner. This form is asking for your personal information. You can answer it if your parents are around. Now your turn. Alright, kindly inform me once you're done. Goodbye! Okay, thank you for your participation, learner. In the given scenario, the learner is asked to fill out an online enrollment form. However, she has some difficulties in filling it out. In filling out forms, it is important for us to know the different details asked. Let us start first by knowing the meaning of form. A form is a printed or typed document with blank spaces for insertion of required information such as full name, birth date, and address. Knowing how to fill out different types of form is a must. The information needed depend on the kind of form to be filled. Here are some examples of forms. If you are already familiar with this kind of forms, comment a smiley face and sad face if you haven't seen it yet. Let's start. School form or LESF. We have withdrawal slip, deposit slip, application form, registration form, and lastly, Google form. Okay, how do we fill out these forms? In filling out forms, we must remember the following. Number 1, what is the form about? Then, we need to read the directions carefully before writing anything. Also, we need to find out if you are asked to use capital letters. Number 4, read the items on the form. Number 5, supply the information needed. If an item does not apply to you, leave it a blank or you can simply put NA. 6, review the form before submitting it. It is important to review the form before submitting it for you to check if the information is accurate and true. I have here an example of school form which you or your parents answer it during enrollment. Let's see how this form is being filled out. I have here an example of school form which you or your parents answered it during enrollment. Let's see how this form is being filled out. This form is about learners' information. Let's read the direction. It says, use capital letter in filling out the details needed. So, it instructs us to use capital letter. So, we're going to use this. Let us answer the letter B. You need to put your PSA birth certificate number and also your reference or learner's reference number. On the next part of the form, you will see the name wherein we have the last name, the first name and the middle name, and also the extension name. Last name is known as your surname or the family name. The first name is your given name, and the junior, senior, the first, and second are the examples of extension name. Let us say your name is Ricardo Borja Dalisay Jr. It must be filled out this way. Your last name is Dalisay. Your first name, Ricardo. Your middle name is Borja, and you have the extension name, which is Junior. It's easy, right? Also, we have some pattern to consider in answering the form. Let us now proceed on the date of birth. In this form, you only have 2 spaces provided for the month. Therefore, we will be using numbers that represent the month, such as 01 for January, 02 for February, 03 for March, and so on until the 12th month of December. Next, if the date of your birth is single number like 6, we are going to represent it as 06 since we are given 2 spaces for the day and the last part with 4 spaces are for the year. Example, the date of your birthday is February 6, 2011. We need to write it as 02-06-2011. Next, we have the sex or the gender. It is either you are a boy or a girl, male for boy and female for girl. Next, we have the address part. Suppose your address is asterisk number 123, Disciplina Village, Bignay, City of Valenzuela, Metro Manila. How are we going to write it on the address part? We need to identify the house number and street, subdivision or village, barangay that we belong, city, and the province. Number 123 should place on house number. Disciplina Village on subdivision or village. Bignay on barangay. Valenzuela on city. And Metro Manila on province. Now we completed your address. We still have more details to answer like parents' name, occupation or your parents' job, educational attainment, and so on. Well done. Now, have you ever accompanied your parent to the bank? Have you seen them filling out a deposit slip? Now, let's pretend that you have to deposit your saving in a bank. Let us first know what is a deposit slip. A deposit slip is a small paper form that a person includes with the bank deposit to show how much money he or she is putting in the bank account. It contains the deposit date, name, and bank account number of the depositor, and the amount to be deposited in the form of check or cash, and the signature of the depositor. A person who deposits or places money in the bank account is called a depositor. Now, how to fill out a deposit slip? So first, you need to write your name and bank account number. Number 2, you need to supply the additional details such as transaction date and any branch information needed. Then, you need to list the cash amount breakdown of your deposit and the total amount hereafter. And lastly, don't forget to affix your signature over printed name that can be found at the lower part of the form. Let us try to fill out this deposit slip. You need to write your account name or your name and the date. Then, you need to check the savings and write your account number. On the next part, we need to write the denominations of the amount of money. It is the value of the money. For example, you will deposit 5,000 pesos. So you have 3 pieces of 1,000 peso bill and 4 pieces of 5,000 peso bill. You need to write it on the form like this. The total of 5,000 pesos, and don't forget to affix your signature. Okay, next. We have the withdrawal slip. So what is a withdrawal slip? Withdrawal slip is a small paper form which has to be filled out before making a withdrawal of money from a bank. After filling out the bank slip, a person signs on it in the presence of a bank teller. So what is a bank teller? A bank teller is an employee of the bank whose job is to help bank customers with their banking needs, such as depositing checks or cash or making a withdrawal. Okay, now I have here a school form. Let us try to answer this. This is an example of school form. Where do you think I write De La Cruz Mary Jane B? Okay, in full name. How about grade 5? In grade level. Where do you think I write 10 years old? In age. Now, where do you think I need to write the female? And where do you think I write June 24, 2010? In birthday. Where do you think I write Valenzuela City? Address. Where do you think I write Joselito A. de la Cruz? Father's name. How about Alisa B. de la Cruz? And the mother's name. And we're done. Don't forget to affix your signature and date. Great job! Now, I have here a short story. Let us read the story and answers the questions that follows. Anna was in the People's Bank depositing her saving for this month. It is her first time to do it. She was not familiar with filling out the deposit slip. Let us help Anna to deposit her savings. Her bank account was 00012435555. Her full name was Anna Joy C. Lim. She has a total amount of 6,450. Her money bills are 4 1,000 peso bill, 2 500 peso bill, 1 200 peso bill, and 12 100 peso bill, and 1 50 peso bill. Let's fill out this form. Let us first write the date. September 15, 2021. Write the account name. It's Anna's full name. Anna Joy C. Lim. Next, which type of account? Savings, correct. Next, the account number. 00012435555. Then, let's write the denomination or the quantity and amount. Alright, it seems that you understand now our lesson. I have here a short activity. Choose the letter which shows the correct filled out forms. You can write your answers on the comment box. In each item, I will be giving you 10 seconds to answer. Are you ready? Let's start. Direction. Please use capital letters in filling out this form. Your 10 seconds starts now. The correct answer is letter A. Correct. Next. Which of the following is correct? Timer starts now. The correct answer is letter B. Next, we have the extension name. Timer starts now. The correct answer is letter A. Next, which of the following is an example of Google form? Okay, the correct answer is letter B. Now, learners, remember that in filling out forms, number 1, we must know what is the form all about. Number 2, read the directions carefully before you write anything. Number 3, fill out if you are asked to use capital letters. Number 4, read the items on the form. Number 5, supply the information needed. If an item does not apply to you, leave it blank. And lastly, number 6, review the form before you submitting it. Do you have questions or clarifications? I will be giving you 1 minute to type your questions in the comment box. Timer starts now. Okay, I have now the questions. Let's have first this question. Are there other forms? Can you give me an example? Okay, yes, we have different kinds of forms. We also have application form, payment form, membership forms, medical forms, and many more. Forms are used to gather details or pieces of information that are needed in a specific transaction. For example, when you're going to the hospital, you are required to answer a medical form that includes your personal information and health concerns. Next question, why is it important to answer forms correctly and accurately? For example, in Valtrace, are you familiar with Valtrace? Or the Valenzuela contact tracing app? Valtrace is convenient in today's situation, used in contact tracing. Correct and accurate information is a must to fill out, to avoid falsification, and of course, for our safety. Okay, last question. Why is it important to know how to fill out forms? Okay, because we will encounter different kinds of forms on our daily basis. Forms are required to answer in school, hospitals, business, and even if you are applying for a job. You need to be familiar with it. That's why we are studying how to fill out forms accurately. And that's it. Now, it would be easy for you to do the following activities that can be found on your learning packet. For the Module 1, Quarter 1, filling out forms accurately. All right, I hope you enjoy and understand our lesson for today. Thank you and stay safe. Goodbye.